I'm part of the Chairman's Network, and the idea of the Chairman's Network is that you have a physical meeting, and obviously that's not been possible. And we have a meeting in the Capital Club in Dubai every 4 or 5 weeks. And when that stopped, we converted to Zoom. And then suddenly we found that we could all have a meeting in Dubai with all of the people in Dubai on the same Zoom call. But you also have somebody from Australia and somebody from India, which we'd never been able to do before because it just wasn't possible. So now that connectivity is becoming greater. I think the issue is going to be the discipline in terms of numbers that you can talk to at the same time. Because I was on a Zoom webinar type thing the other day, and there was 45 people on the call, and they were all trying to have their say. So the host muted everybody, which rather negated the opportunities to network, and it didn't work very well.
Well, I think we're learning how to do these things, and we have a sort of extended family call about once a fortnight, mainly with my family in the UK, you know, sisters, their kids and their kids. But every now and then we bring in relatives from India. So there might be 15, 16 windows on the call. They're beautifully chaotic, but they're fun. And they're just like normal family gatherings. From a work perspective, it's much harder to do, but people are learning. And I think the idea of using breakout rooms to get people to talk in small groups is very powerful. And actually, we need to think about, you know, what are those disciplines that we have a networking event? If there's 50 people, we don't all talk to each other at the same time. You know, we get into small groups. So we just have to learn new ways of doing things. But at the other end, you know, we're learning about how to talk to 2,000 or 10,000. Or I heard about an event the other day which had 25,000 people in it. One of the big corporates. They used to do these as big citywide conferences. Now they're having to do it virtually, and they're doing it in a virtual world, so people can walk around, connect to each other, just like in Second Life when it first came out. So I think there's a lot of interesting ideas and imagination coming through, and there are lots of different ways we can do it. The really interesting thing for me right now is how people are learning new ways of doing dialogue. And if you're normally, you know, if you're in a physical meeting, sometimes one voice can dominate, or people who are scared to put their ideas forward hold back. Now there are these tools where you just type your idea in, and then people get to read lots of different ideas and vote on them. So you can get a whole range of opinions expressed, and then the community literally upvotes the best ideas in quite clever processes. And you get to see a lot more. You get to hear a much more diverse range of views, and you get to a more engaged consensus about what you need to do next. And so I think there's some beautifully powerful tools coming through on that, which is something we probably wouldn't have explored normally. And the other thing is I did this session with corporate event planners Monday, I think it was. And one of the things that they were saying was that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for them to bring some real innovation to some events. So for example, you know, we've had our company meeting this way since the founder created it in 1708, and yeah, it's never changed, but suddenly we're having to do it differently. And people are loving the new formats and the new ways of engaging and the new experiences. And the good thing is, you don't spend forever trying to organize a meeting to fit with different people's schedules because you know everyone's around.
Correct.